everyone. So my topic of my dissertation is Transforming Literary Analysis with Chatbots, a case study of Waiting for Godot. Uh, Talking about how the traditional literary analysis and now with the emergence of a technology, the analysis of literature has been going through a change. And now that raises a question that how nowadays we are doing literature analysis. And technological intervention, starting from the printing press, that every time adds in the human ability. Similarly, with the development of technology in the factor of literary analysis, it also enhances the literary analysis. So there are application of AI tools in these literary studies, and particularly the tools of AI chatbots. So I have used chatbot like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and Copilot to study on the text Waiting for Godot. And for idea behind choosing this text is because it is a very absurdist text. So there are possibility of multiple meaning, repetition, and its existential theme, making it complex. So for chatbots, it is easier if the text would be easy to digest. But in the case of Waiting for Godot, it makes the complex idea. So in this way, this would be an complementary for how we are doing literary analysis with the chatbots. So theoretical frameworks has been used like media theory, as Marshall McLuhan says in his work, A Medium is Message, that in traditional way, the medium is a teacher. And now with emergence of a generative AI, the medium is changing. So how we perceive the text is at the center. Then digital humanities, reader response theories, and post-humanism. All these theories has been used. These are the hypothesis and research questions. Major research question is how these AI chatbots like GPT, Gemini, Copilot, and Claude transform the process of literary analysis in comparison to traditional methodologies. So in the literature review I have gone through, and in that I have found that there is a development of generative AI after especially after the 2020. There is, with the help of generative AI, there is a lots of chances to do a literary analysis. By doing a case study of that, one of the article of Karen O'Halloran, in which she, as in her research framework, used generative AI as a reading a short story. So it is a one tool within the research framework. So in AI and theater of absurd is still there is a lack of study on this case, and about the visualization, and particularly in higher education, how we can comprehend this text. So by doing literature review, I find this gives that there is unlimited analysis of text by using chatbots, especially the genre specific, because there are in general lots of analysis is available, articles are available, but not a genre specific like novel, short story, or play. Even the insufficient studies on AI chatbots in absurdist and existential themes, and there is a gaps that how that AI generated chatbots are comprehending symbols, themes, and characters. So there is also gap, and there is a challenges in AI contextual and philosophical understanding of literature. So this is also not explored AI area, that where there is a study has been done on how the chatbot is comprehending the philosophical idea. And of course the pedagogical studies is also in how we can incorporate the chatbots in literature classroom. This is also a matter of development. So in that case we can say that chatbots in a particular literary analysis it is in its infant stage. So starting from chapter 3, I have used two methods in my research methodology. First is my one-to-one interaction with the chatbots, and second method is I have conducted a Google form survey and circulated with the postgraduate students who had been studying Waiting for Godot text with the reference of generative AI. And from that responses, I have prepared chart, and I've used that chart with the help of software NVivo to analyze the data. So on that basis, I'm making argument of chapter 3, 4, and the conclusion. So the traditional literary analysis is very much teacher centered, and now with the emergence of AI, this scenario is changing. As Benjamin Bloom in one-to-one tutoring, in the article Two Sigma Problem, talking about how I quote, teachers are frequently unaware of the fact that they are providing more favorable condition of learning for some students than they are for other students. Generally, they are under the impression that all students in the process class are given equality or opportunity for learning, unquote. So traditional teaching method here lacks, and where coming in the stage AI chatbot. So they are providing an one-to-one tutoring to the person, and that's why it makes the tutoring more effective. So analysis, I have divided two chapters, and in these two chapters 3 and 4 I have given a 3 prompts. So first prompt is given to how this repetition and linguistic patterns has been used in the AI chatbots. The same prompt is designed and shared to four of the chatbots, and based on their interpretation I am arguing. So among them I am asking that about the question of the very famous quote of the Waiting for Godot. I quote that no, nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody go. So on that ground, the AI chatbot which is more effective. So ChatGPT is most accurate in giving the answer a perfect overall understanding of the very idea of the repetition and linguistic pattern. The reason is because it has an vast amount of data available with it, and that's why it can also provide the structure breakdown as well. So another prompt was given to the word frequency analysis. Now, in the research guide, there is an importance given to why we are doing word frequency chart. So it is word frequency analysis provides insight into structure and of a content of textual information. And particularly if we do the word frequency analysis of any work, then we get the idea that how themes of that work is reappearing. So in the case of Waiting for Godot, the idea of doing word frequency analysis is to prove how the absurdist elements are there. So I have asked chatbots that provide me a charts diagram of the how the word frequency are there. However, there was a lag. So this is one of the finding that it provides very elusive right kind of an information, which is wrong. So I manually entered the data, and then I said that are you able to make a charts on that? Then the initially misinterpreted data was corrected, and then it provided the idea. And third prompt was given about the existential meaningless, and that is among them the Claude AI was more effective when it comes to the philosophical turn. Rather than ChatGPT, Claude is able to provide a high research scholar research kind of a language, and that is what make it more effective. And third prompt was given to give an allegorical representation of the character Vladimir Estragon, Lucky Pozzo. So how there is an allegory and a Godot. So GPT lacks the deeper comparative analysis, and Gemini, on the other hand, lacks the textual analysis. And Claude, on the other hand, less focus on political allegory. And Copilot was not able to cite the scholars from how they are doing. So these are the findings. And talking about these are the word frequency chart, which was provided by ChatGPT, Claude, and Microsoft Copilot after manually entering the data. So here the role of human supplement is also needed. That human interaction is needed. These are the charts in which the responder has responded that how they are using the chatbots, which chatbot is more effective. And according to that Google Form survey, responders say that ChatGPT is most effective, and by doing the one-to-one talk with one-to-one chatting with the AI chatbots, I got the idea that ChatGPT is more effective in that case. How they are using particularly AI chatbots in comprehending the Waiting for Godot, then these are the percentages as given. And this literary analysis is one of the chart is showing that how it comprehends the effectiveness of the AI chatbots in assisting interpretation of the play. So more than 50% is said that it is more effective than traditional methods when it comes to personal learning. The survey of the chapter 3 and finding is that ChatGPT is strong contextual understanding and good at textual analysis, where the limitation is that it may generate a generic interpretation. So we have to cross check that. Gemini is having a multimodal capabilities, effective at pattern recognition, but lacks the word frequency analysis and other chapters. Claude is having an ethical AI model, provides a detailed thematic insight when it comes to existentialism. And Copilot is code-based charts and diagrams has prepared, so it is less effective in terms of literary analysis. Moving to chapter 4, that now the comes the character, the main Godot. So here the Godot's character is very much ambiguous when we are talking about the waiting for Godot, and that's make this play very much complex, and that's why the Sartre's idea of bad faith is appears that when Vladimir and Estragon was not trying to having their personal freedom, on the other hand they are escaping on the name of Godot, so they are not taking fully responsibility of their human action. So on that base, the Godot's character is highly ambiguous. This chart is made by the NVO software with the respondent given by that. Balaji and all, they are arguing in one of their article that how the visualization of the text is very much important when it comes to literary analysis. So it said, I quote, text to image models which have demonstrated astonishing capability in turning complex text prompt into photorealistic images, even for unseen novel concept, unquote. And particularly in the case of Godot, because Godot is very much ambiguous and a very much a character of a debate. And at that time, if the image generation is there, the understanding of the play may deeper. So the responders had been asked the question that what kind of visualization scene has they been used in that, and how they are helpful in them. So moving to the findings, that image generation of Godot. So now I made a general prompt and given to all four chatbots. Now I'm talking about how this four chatbots provided the image. On the left side, there is an image generated by ChatGPT. This image is blurry, a kind of an hazy environment is there. The desert is there, so it is capturing the essence of existentialism. So we get the deeper understanding, and even the character who is appearing is very gender neutral. We cannot say that it is male or female. So it is very general, and the tree of barren tree is appearing. So it also reinforcing the idea of existential aids, which is reflecting in the waiting for Godot. So this image reflect that we may get deeper understanding of the Godot's character. On the other hand, on the right side, it is image generated by Gemini, in which the child is appearing. So Gemini is interpreting Godot as an innocence, like having a new hope for the future, and for even the Vladimir and Estragon, it is like that. But it is not fully capturing the idea of Godot, because Godot is a very abstract concept. We cannot classify it. So third, on the left side, downside, it is generated by Microsoft Copilot. It is male coded figure hinting at possible gender bias. So as Donna Haraway in Cyborg Manifesto talk about that there is no need of cyber feminism, but we can say that here is it is appearing that they are representing male Godot, and this is general because the religion, we are having a male centric religion. In that case, it is Copilot is preparing the image in male coded. And last one is by the Claude, and it captures the idea somewhat of the Godot, because it is showing how the abstract idea of Godot, we cannot define Godot, or even there is no definition, it's given in the play. Even Samuel Beckett himself says that I am not able to say who is Godot or what is Godot, is this an idea or a person. So this is a very much abstract, and that's what Claude is appearing in the Claude's response. So there is an absence phrase. Second visual was a rope hanging scene. First, on the left side, it is by Claude, and it says that it isn't sharper and dryness of the land. So on the side of that, so the both the figures like having head. So it captures the idea of Vladimir and Estragon, and even the tree and the rope is outside the tree, and so that is capturing the cyclical nature of human existence. So it captures the idea of rope hanging scene, but it lacks the biblical illusion, right? And the right side, it is an given by the chat gpt. So the barren land is also reinforcing the idea of how the existentialism is there. So rather than Claude, it is a chat gpt who is giving more accurate image. A third scene was the willow tree, and the biblical allusion was there that now the Vladimir and Estragon was trying to give away from the human existence. They don't want more human existence, and that's why they are saying that there will no human, so no more weeping. So willow tree appearing in that context. So first, on the left side, it is generated by Copilot, and it is in dark and gloomy. On the other hand, ChatGPT generated image is very much golden and showing a kind of a religious kind of an idea that there will be second coming kind of a thing. So it is also not capturing the idea. And third was even the abstract. So none of the images is capturing the very deep idea which is rooted in the play. So when we go to the complex idea of the play, it lacks the understanding. So, while asking about the significance of Lucky's speech in Waiting for Godot, which is the very idea of, I quote, divine apathia, divine aphasia, and divine athambia, unquote. So this is something is more complex to understand. It is not general or even not easy to interpret. So I asked chatbot that, are you able to comprehend? Then ChatGPT interrogates historical and philosophical reference, and it provides such as a stoicism and existentialism. So ChatGPT was able to do that, and that is possibility because so many responder had already did a literary analysis with the chatbot. So that's why ChatGPT is able to do that. Gemini's response would require supplement, and other two chatbots were not at all able to answer this question. So when we go deeper into the play, it are not able to answer the question. So my conclusion of the dissertation is that AI chatbots definitely revolutionize the literary analysis by enhancing engagement with complex texts like this. AI detect patterns like repetition and circularity in Waiting for Godot, especially with the AI chatbots. Images visualize key elements like tree, rope, and themes of existentialism. And if we are talking about findings from the survey, then 84% of the respondents found AI generated image useful. Chatbots provide diverse interpretation and breakdown given by Benjamin Bloom into sigma problem of one-to-one tutoring. That is also we are able to feel with the AI chatbots. If we are talking about AI versus traditional literary analysis, then we need a human supplement here as a to do a contextual, historical, philosophical, and socio-political elements. For example, if we are making this play understand in a very much Indian context, then we have to give example in that context. So that where a human approach is needed in the while we are having an AI chatbots as a supplementary tool. Even the historical understanding of the person would be different. So at that time also human assistance is needed in the chatbots. If we talk about AI's accuracy, reliability, and critical depth, then from the responses as well, and in general conversation, we find that there is a cross-checking with academic source is needed when we are having an literary analysis with the chatbots. And 89.5% respondents say that cross-checking is necessary, and 61.4 respondents say that they are asking AI itself to provide more clarification. So there are possibilities in that way. Limitation is of the AI chatbots is that it lacks emotional depth when it comes to very in-depth question from the play, and even the limited contextual awareness, like from where region the questioner is asking the question. That contextualized awareness is also lacking. There are personal biases, as we have seen in image generation, that there are biases, and even the biases of a lack of adaptability to non-Western literary tradition. Like we cannot put this existentialism in the Indian context with the help of chatbot because it has a vast amount of data of Western literary tradition. And there are language barriers because this is a French originally play and then translated it into English. So we can do more analysis in the case of other languages, how chatbots are interpreting other texts in other languages as well. And personally, of my dissertations, a limitation is that I have a limited participants base and I have chosen only postgraduate students. So this survey could be extended to the professors and research scholars so that we get more authenticated views on how we can incorporate AI chatbots and what are their involvement in that. Finding most is that prompt engineering is at the heart. If the prompt is proper, then chatbot will definitely enhance the literary analysis. So prompt engineering is need to do when we are using the literary analysis. And of course, a strong pedagogical potential as a supplementary tool in literary studies, and the hybrid model where we can have a human and AI chatbots with hand in hand, and that's what make the literary analysis more effective. This is the bibliography. And now, if you have a question, feel free to ask.
So, Dhatri, my question is that are chatbots capable of capturing the nuances of Beckett's use of language and silence in Waiting for Godot?
Okay, so chatbots are able to capture the nuance of language, but for the silence, like we have to give a lots of interpretation, and for silence, even we have to watch the play. So then we get the idea. So where we need also human supplementary, because language it can master, and language it can interpret, and it can give a better idea and interpretation. But when it comes to silence, we have to make a chatbot train in that case, that what is Samuel Beckett's meaning of silence, and how he used silence, and what he meant by that, and how we are interpreting silence. That all stuff we have to feed the AI chatbots. Then maybe we are able to get the idea of how the AI chatbots are capable of capturing the silence.
So, Dhatri, my question is that if waiting for Godot resists meaning and embraces absurdity, can an AI trained on logic and coherence ever authentically analyze it without imposing false structure on or intent?
Okay, so I have already mentioned that there are, with the help of chatbots, there are chances of multiple interpretation. So we can, like, the same way play is not giving any meaning, and we have open to make any interpretation. In that case, we have the polyphony of voices in the episodes waiting for Godot. Similarly, we can ask chatbots in our manner to generate our meaning. So the how the prompt is generated in bed, prompt is given. In that case, the interpretation is generated. So in that case, there are possible chances of having a multiplicity of meaning. So that also can complement the idea of that how the one meaning is not possible. Similarly, if we talk about how this trained on logic and coherence, uh, false structure or intent, there are chances that if the question or the prompt is very much complex to for the chatbots, then there are chances that it provide very general answer, or very much kind of a surface level answer. So in that case, we have to dig deep to get the idea. So by having more better prompt, we can get the idea and have multiple meaning as well.
Okay, there is one online question from a PhD scholar. Kishore Chaudhary is asking, if you use AI for literary analysis, do you think that it would impact the analytical mind of the humans, or would it enhance the critical vision of humans? What do you think of this use of AI?
So talking about how this impacted the mind analytical skill of the person. So if we are using these AI chatbots, our role come at the center. As I have already many a time mentioned, that our role is at the center. Another thing, we can get the idea that we have very shallow understanding of the topic, and AI chatbots can help to have a deeper understanding. Or many a time we have happened that we are studying under one teacher, they are giving us their ideas, so we are only getting that idea. But when we are doing literary analysis with the help of chatbots, we get multiple that interpretation which is we haven't even thought of. So that is something that makes this AI chatbot or even the literary analysis more in a way supplementary. And if I'm talking about how it enhances the critical vision of human, then here also comes the role of ours, the person who is prompting. Because if the person is using the AI chatbots, the given ideas by AI chatbots, the interpretation, and making their own interpretation, then it enhances definitely the critical vision. But if the person is just in generally going through that and getting the things done, then there is chances that the critical vision may not get that much of enhancement. So